In the world of nature, power is not always manifested through an attack. Sometimes, power is felt simply through presence. In the open plains of Africa, when the sun begins to set and a strange silence descends upon the air, nothing changes on the ground, yet the atmosphere shifts. This is the moment when nature itself seems to hold its breath. At that very instant, a sound emerges from the distance, deep, heavy, and decisive. This sound is not just a roar, it is an announcement. It is the announcement of the lion. For centuries, man has regarded this animal as a symbol of power, the king of the jungle, the ruler of the plains, the personification of fear. However, these titles were not earned based on a single fight or a single victory. This status was achieved by the lion over time, through the experience of generations and the sheer impact of its existence. When man saw the lion for the first time, he wasn't just seeing an animal, he was seeing a creature that aligned with his own concept of power. The interesting fact is that the lion's true habitat is not the forest of which it is called the king. The lion does not live among dense trees, but in open plains, where every movement is clear and weakness cannot be hidden. This very open environment highlights the lion's true strength. Here there is no room for ambush, nor a path for a sudden escape. Whoever is powerful is visible, and whoever is weak is soon exposed. The lion proved itself in this very environment. The relationship between humans and lions is thousands of years old. When humans stepped onto the plains of Africa, Asia, and Europe, they were not alone. Lions were present on these same lands. Both were after the same prey, both required strength to survive, and both were a threat to each other. But over time, man did not consider the lion just an enemy. Instead, he made it a symbol. Engravings on ancient walls, statues carved on thrones, and central characters in legends, the lion was present everywhere, because man recognized power in this very form. The first impression of a lion's power is formed by its voice. Its roar does not just pierce the air, it takes command of the environment. This sound travels far and gives a message to every listener that this territory belongs to someone else. Many animals change their path just by hearing this sound. No fight takes place here, no blood is shed, yet the decision is made. This psychological dominance forms the foundation of the lion's power. But if the lion's power were limited only to its voice, it wouldn't be so enduring. The real question is, when the voice falls silent and the body enters the field, does the lion truly prove to be powerful? The answer to this question is hidden in its body. The body of an adult male lion is not merely large, but built with a purpose. A broad chest, a strong neck, and heavy shoulders indicate that this body was designed not for speed, but for dominance. There is no haste in the lion's movements. It does not run, it waits. It does not waste power, it gathers it. This very patience sets it apart from other predators. When it moves, the entire body moves with a single purpose. This is the moment where power is not just seen, but felt. From here, the story of the lion ceases to be a mere symbol and begins to become a reality. Because after entering the field, power must be proven. And this is the point where the lion's body, its muscles, its claws, and its entire existence begin to play a decisive role.
In the world of nature, when power takes a practical form, it is no longer limited to voice or impression. It is molded into the body. The real story of the lion begins to deepen from this very point, where its existence emerges from legend and enters pure physical reality. The mere sight of an adult male lion's body gives the impression that it was not made just for beauty. Its torso is broad, its neck heavy, and its shoulders exceptionally strong, as if the entire body were cast for a single purpose: dominance. The lion's weight is not merely a number. This weight, once in motion, becomes pressure. Its muscles are not soft or flexible, but hard and explosive. These muscles are not built for a long-distance run, but to unleash decisive power within moments. When a lion approaches its prey, there is no haste in its gait. Every step is measured, as if it knows exactly when and where to use its strength. This very control distinguishes its body from ordinary predators. The lion's front legs are the center of its power. These legs may not be long, but they possess a force that can bring down a large animal in a single jolt. When a lion attacks, it transfers the weight of its entire body into its front legs. This is the moment when power triumphs over speed. The prey gets no chance to flee because the collision is not just with a body, but with a combination of weight and force. Paws turn this power into control. A lion's paws are not just for wounding, but are built for gripping and stopping. When these claws sink into the body of the prey, they do not just cause pain, they end movement. No matter how large the prey may be, once it is under control, its resistance begins to weaken. This control is the lion's true physical superiority. For victory in a fight is not always achieved by causing more damage, but by making the opponent helpless. The lion's jaws and teeth complete this philosophy. The purpose of its bite is not to break bones, but to maintain a grip. Putting pressure on the neck or throat to cut off the breath, this is the method that finishes the prey in a few moments. Here, power does not manifest by shouting, it does its work silently. It is this silent power that makes the lion ruthlessly effective. The neck is another important pillar of the lion's body. A thick and strong neck helps in holding the prey and supports the weight during a fight. The male lion's mane is like a natural shield around this neck. This mane is not merely a symbol of grandeur or beauty, but a part of survival. When the confrontation is with another lion or a large animal, this mane provides partial protection to the neck and throat, and this slight difference can become decisive. The lion's chest is broad and deep, within which a powerful heart and lungs function. These organs keep it ready for short but intense attacks. The lion is not built to run long distances, but when it moves, it pours all its energy into a few seconds. It is a characteristic of its physical system that it conserves power and uses it only at the moment when the result is certain. The back legs transform this power into speed. These are the legs that give the lion the ability to leap, change direction suddenly, and lift itself into the air during the final attack. When a lion pounces on its prey, the thrust of the back legs and the strike of the front legs work together to deliver a blow from which recovery is almost impossible. This harmony is not just strength, but proof of physical discipline. All this physical strength is dangerous even if used alone, but the lion's true superiority emerges where this power connects with a social system. The lion is not a solitary predator, it is part of a pride. When several bodies move with a single objective, the power is not just added, it is multiplied. This is why a lion can bring down prey that would be too large or too dangerous for any single animal. Here, the story of the lion is no longer just about physical strength, but takes the form of a complete system. A system where patience, control, and choosing the right moment become more important than power itself. This is where the lion's power is not just seen, but its impact is felt, and its presence in the field becomes a pressure in its own right. Now, this question of power becomes even deeper, because after physical strength, the real test is in the field. There, where the prey resists, where there is no room for error, and where every decision becomes a matter of life or death. This is where the lion's power takes its final form, and this is the stage where the conclusion of this story remains to be written.
In the arena of nature, the final test of power begins when theory clashes with reality.
Here, neither voice, nor symbol, nor history is of use. Here, only that power is credible which can survive through blood, sweat, and right decisions. The story of the lion takes its complete form at this stage, because in the moment of the hunt, no title helps, only ability speaks. In the plains of Africa, the hunt is never one-sided. A buffalo, zebra, or giraffe is not just food, but a danger. A wrong angle, a delayed strike, and the lion itself can be injured. This is why the lion does not rush. It reads the situation, the direction of the wind, the terrain of the land, and the exhaustion of the prey. Here, power is molded into patience, and patience becomes the very weapon that finally makes the attack possible. When the moment of the hunt arrives, everything condenses into a few seconds. This is the time when physical force reaches its peak. The lion's weight, the explosive power of its muscles. In the arena of nature, the final test of power begins when theory clashes with reality. Here, neither voice, nor symbol, nor history is of use. Here, only that power is credible which can survive through blood, sweat, and right decisions. The story of the lion takes its complete form at this stage, because in the moment of the hunt, no title helps, only ability speaks. In the plains of Africa, the hunt is never one-sided. A buffalo, zebra, or giraffe is not just food, but a danger. A wrong angle, a delayed strike, and the lion itself can be injured. This is why the lion does not rush. It reads the situation, the direction of the wind, the terrain of the land, and the exhaustion of the prey. Here, power is molded into patience, and patience becomes the very weapon that finally makes the attack possible. When the moment of the hunt arrives, everything condenses into a few seconds. This is the time when physical force reaches its peak. The lion's weight, the explosive power of its muscles, the control of its paws, and the grip of its jaws decide everything in a single instant. There is no second chance. Either the prey falls or the lion retreats to save its own life. This very harshness makes this power real, because in nature, power is always linked with risk. But not every battle is won. Many times the lion is injured, many times it has to retreat, and many times hunger begins to test its strength. These are the moments where the true standard of kingship is revealed. Real power is not that which never falls, but that which can stand up again after falling. The lion's strength lies in this recovery, in this stubbornness that it does not accept defeat, yet does not start an unnecessary war. With time, age increases, speed decreases, and wounds take longer to heal. Here, the meaning of power changes once again. Now, dominance comes not from the body, but from experience. An old lion becomes more cautious, fights less, and relies more on its social system. This is the stage where individual strength turns into collective wisdom, and the pride handles the weakness of one body by turning it into a complete system. Conflict with humans is the bitterest aspect of this story. Here, the lion's power clashes with its limits. Weapons, fences, and a changing environment restrict its empire. But despite this, wherever an open field remains, the lion's existence maintains balance. It does not remain merely a predator, but becomes a pillar of the entire ecosystem. Its presence keeps the weak cautious and the powerful balanced. Ultimately, the question is not how powerful the lion is, but what power actually is. Power is not that which attacks all the time, but that which decides before the attack. Power is not just in the body, but that which is connected with the mind, patience, and social order. The lion perfectly fits this definition. It is neither the fastest nor the largest, but it is the most effective
because it knows when to stop and when to move forward. That is why when a roar echoes in the African night, it is not just the sound of an animal, it is the announcement of a system, a reminder of balance, and a testimony to a power that is recognized not by noise, but by presence. The lion is king not because it defeats everyone, but because its very presence becomes a decision. This is the conclusion of this story, a form of power that lies not in the attack, but in authority, a force that was tested over time, fell, recovered, and yet endured. The field falls silent, but the impact remains. And in this silent impact, the true power of the lion lives forever.